When it comes to symbols that have mysteries hidden in plain sight, secrets of the universe hidden within them, the symbol of the Tao, or the yin-yang symbol, is a deeply ancient symbol that can teach us a lot about manifesting prosperity and abundance. And if we really want to have this mass spiritual awakening, be the revolution we all wanted to see in evolution, that means unlocking the abundance within each and every one of us. Welcome back to another video. Welcome to my channel. I'm Annie, your Silicon Valley Sage Sister, here to bring spiritual consciousness to the forefront of your daily life to make life a little kinder and simpler. So just the other day, I was listening to someone talk about how, I think he said it was in China, if you said the yin-yang symbol, wouldn't know what you were talking about. They refer to it as the symbol of the Tao, and that this perfectly reflects the spiritual mindset that we want to adopt spiritual levels of consciousness. And as I've been putting it, sort of being able to hold those paradoxes, hold those polarities as real at the same time, without feeling that cognitive dissonance as if they contradict each other. Having that unity consciousness, that oneness awareness. And I thought it would be fun to start this with a little passage from the Tao Te Ching, which I picked this completely at random, just opening up to a random page, and the universe, not only is this something that Wayne Dyer has quoted, but these two lines perfectly exemplify what is expressed in the symbol of the Tao itself. It's the first two lines of passage 37. Tao never makes any ado, and yet it does everything. And this leads me into so perfectly this practice that I want to share with you all when it comes to being a vibrational match to what you want. I call it being prepared for the best and aware of the worst. And Guru Jagat refers to it as preparing for success. Wayne Dyer refers to it as assuming the feeling of the wish fulfilled. And there's another quote about starting with the end in mind. We want to ask ourselves, the version of me that has what I want, does things that I don't have and do. Because if you had them, if you did them, you would have this thing that you're trying to manifest for yourself in your life. So not only do you want to think about that, but also just start looking at other people that have something like what you want. Because we can't get exactly what anyone else has. They have it. But that's fine, because we can have our version of it, and that's better than trying to get or imitate what somebody else does. You know, take what you need and leave the rest. That's a very important thing. You don't have to exemplify who they are. You want to look at what they do, what they have, and then see how that could fit into what is the vibrational match of your version of yourself that has manifested what you want. And then be it until you see it. An example of this for me is that when I wanted to start bringing in clients online, I had to know how to connect with them through Zoom. It's very practical, inspired action steps like this that get us to being a vibrational match for what we want. Being able to actually have these manifestations materialize on the physical plane. Because if we don't prepare for our success, if we're not set up for it in all sorts of different ways, then when we get there, we either get it and lose it, or we never get there at all, because we never end up being a vibrational match for what we want. And we can very much actually end up getting it and then losing it through sort of their first and second chakra scarcity blocks. So we want to make sure that we're prepared, we're set up for our success in some very actual practical inspired action ways, as well as the spiritual practiced ways that we can. So this also includes learning to surrender. And the part of this side of it, you know, if you think about setting the intention, the manifesting side of things as doing those inspired action steps of becoming the vibrational match, then on the surrendering side, what you want to be doing is, I want you to think about for a second how you feel when you know something is on its way. My favorite metaphor for this is buying something on the internet from a business you trust that has a shipping. Someone who ships that you know will get it to your door. You know, if you think about it like that, you can order things and then forget that you ordered them because you trust that they're coming so much that you place that order with ease, and then you sit back and relax knowing that it's on its way. These are the feelings we want to adopt when it comes to our manifestations. Like I said, treating it like a thermostat rather than testing it like a thermometer. You know, you've put that out into the universe. You've made that order. You've placed that order. And now you can sit back and relax knowing that it's coming, just going about your business. And that going about your business is a mix of doing the things that the vibrational match version of you does that has those things, along with doing the things that you still need to do to maintain your life in other ways. Really embodying that vibrational match version of you, relaxed in the knowing that it is on its way. And the more you can relax into this feeling instantaneously, the faster it will show up. You know, I know people who have talked about how I've even gotten checks in the mail that were on their way, but they only showed up once the person became a vibrational match to them by making a purchase that was proving that leap of faith to the universe that we trusted it and that we could relax in the knowing that everything is on its way, that you are really supported by this friendly universe that has your back. The last thing that I want to share with you all, and I had to back up to do this, is this Kundalini practice for building prosperity and abundance. Because if we want to have the spiritual evolution, we have to have the spiritual revolution, and that requires resources. And so we want more spiritual people to have the resources required, whatever that means, time, money, you name it, energy, spiritual as well as physical. We want the resources to be in the hands of those that we know are going to do the things that make the rising tide lift all ships. We want to be the rising tide for ourselves. So the more we can share all of these things, all of the abundance practices with each other, the more we can be the rising tide that we all need to lift each other. Because as I used to say more often, and I'm going to get back to saying again, nobody has to be under anyone else for any one given person to rise. We're not a cheerleading pyramid. Nobody has to get on their knees to have one person stand on top. We can all rise together. So I'm going to walk you through this first, and then we will do it together. And don't feel bad if it takes you a few times to start getting the words right. I'm going to put them up for you on the screen, but it's the feeling most of all. And then you'll start to get the hang of how the words are pronounced and when they come up, as well as you'll see them on the screen. So The first thing we're going to start off with is the Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo and the Adgude Name, Jugakude Name, Sakude Name, Siri Guru Deve Name that I taught you in the last video, where I talk about tapping into that higher power. Because Ong Namo Guru Dev Namo means I bow to the teacher within. And then the other mantra is really connecting with all of the different wisdoms and source, God, spirit, cosmic conscious in its many different forms and incarnations that we all have that connection with and have within us. It's how all Kundalini practices are started. Then, once we have done those, we are going to take a deep breath. We're going to have our hands over our heart for these in the prayer pose. And we're going to close our eyes and we're going to take a deep breath in and really assume that feeling of the wish fulfilled. And don't worry, because I'm going to be walking you through all of this as we actually do it as well. But I just want to prepare you for what we're going to do first before we do it. So after we assume that feeling of the wish fulfilled, then we're going to get into the actual prosperity mantra itself, which we're going to switch mudras, which mudra just means that the hand positions. You're going to want to have your hands with your fingers crossed right over left, so that your fingers are sort of creating that point, and then you want to make sure your thumbs are pointing straight out in front of you, not fanned out, but straight ahead. And make sure that it's just your fingers crossing, not your palms. So it's going to be like this, and then you're going to have your hands down about waist high with your elbows tucked into your sides. And the mantra that we're going to chant, and again, don't worry, I'm going to have it all up on the screen for you, is Hara 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 Go Binde. And then every time it's going to be a Hara 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 and then one of these different words. And each time we say one of these different words, we are going to suck in our stomachs, because in every ancient tradition, there is a connection to the part of us that is God, source, spirit, cosmic consciousness, spoken about happening through the solar plexus chakra. Or really that spot between the solar plexus and the sacral chakra. So I'm going to show you guys this as an example so that you can see what I'm talking about. So we're going to go Hara Hara, like, okay, starting with the soft belly. We're going to go Hara 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 Go Binde. Hara 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 Makande. Soft belly, Hara 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 Hara, pull it in, next word. Soft belly, Hara Hara Hara, pull in for the next word. And, you know, the really hardcore Kundalini people go Hara 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 Go Binde. Hara. I don't even go that far. If you can do it, go for it. But if you don't feel like you can suck in your stomach that fast, that many times in a row, don't wear yourself out. And just pull it in for the each individual word after the haras. The words in the mantra we will be using are pronounced Gobinde, Makande, Udare, Apare, Haryang, Karyang, Nirname, and Akame. The average individual Kundalini practice is about 3 minutes each. We are going to then press our hands to our heart. We're going to really feel into the manifestation. We're going to release all sickness, all dis-ease, and then we'll finish with a Sat Nam, which is how you finish any Kundalini practice. So, go ahead and get comfortable. If you have, for instance, wild orange oil is a great oil to diffuse. It's the abundance and prosperity oil. I love dōTERRA's wild orange oil. You can light some incense if you'd like. You could pause here, get comfortable, get a drink of water. Taking a drink of water before you do any Kundalini practice is a great way to clear the system. You know what? I'm even gonna do it on camera. Some people even wash their hands before they do a spiritual practice. Depending on how much they feel they need to ritualize the cleansing process, I like to remind people that all the tools in the grand scheme of things are just there to help you focus your energy. They're not required for you to do what you want to do with the energy. So use tools as much or as little as you want, but if you feel like you can manifest whatever it is you're trying to manifest, do whatever it is you're trying to do without that tool, then by all means, go for it. Like I said, take what you need and leave the rest. So, like I said, if you want to diffuse some essential oil, I literally yesterday was rubbing the tangerine on my hands, the tangerine peel on my hands, as well as diffusing dōTERRA essential oil before I did this. And yeah, incense. Go ahead and get seated. Get comfortable. We're going to start with our eyes open. Put our hands, prayer palm mudra, to our hearts. Take a deep breath in, and we're going to start with an Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. All right? Take that deep breath in. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Now we're going to do the 3 Adgyudayamas. Ready? Adgyudayaname, Jugakudayaname, Sakudayaname, Siri Guru Devaname. Adgyudayaname, Jugakudayaname, Sakudayaname, Siri Guru Devaname. Adgyudayaname, Jugakudayaname, Sakudayaname, Siri Guru Devaname. Hold your breath, close your eyes, really assume that feeling of the wish fulfilled. Assume that feeling. What is it you want? Put that order in right now, holding your breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And hold your breath, having completely exhaled, knowing that you are surrendering in this moment, completely having that air not in your lungs anymore, and yet you can hold your breath, knowing that it's on its way. And inhale. Exhale, open your eyes, go ahead and, like I said, right over left, right over left, palms facing upwards, thumbs out, elbows tucked in. Take a big deep breath in and out. Here we go. Hara hara, hara hara,
Gopinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Makande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Haryang, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Karyang, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gopinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Makande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Haryang, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Karyang, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gopinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Makande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Haryang, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Karyang, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Gopinde, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Makande, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Udare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Apare, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Haryang, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Karyang, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Niname, Hara Hara, Hara Hara, Akame.
Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath. Really hold that feeling within you. Go thoughtless if you can, just listening to the sound of my voice. Really holding that intention within you. You might get a little tingly. Go ahead and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And hold your breath. Really holding that intention. And inhale. Bringing your hands up to your chest. Hold your breath again. Squeeze every fiber of your being. Squeeze all the sickness, all the dis-ease out of you. Tight, 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 squeezing every cell. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Holding your breath. Once again, squeezing tight, 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 tight. Squeezing out any sickness, any dis-ease. Bringing that healing, vibrating every cell of your being. Go ahead and take your deep breath in, bring your hands to your heart again. We're going to do the Sat Nam. Ready? Sat Nam. Sat Nam, everybody. Thank you for joining me for another video. If you would like to connect with me further, there are always all the links in the description. And as always, may the energies you serve you well. Let's keep making our way through, and I'll see you in the next one.